At 57, the story of Sammy Sosa is one of the most dramatic rises and falls in modern sports history, a tale filled with glory, controversy, reinvention, and deep personal isolation. In the late 1990s, Sosa wasn't just a baseball player, he was a phenomenon. As a star outfielder for the Chicago Cubs, he electrified fans with towering home runs, infectious energy, and a smile that lit up stadiums. The 1998 home run race between Sosa and Mark McGwire of the St. Louis Cardinals captivated America. At a time when Major League Baseball was still recovering from the 1994 strike, Sosa helped bring fans back. He finished that season with 66 home runs, earning the National League MVP award and becoming an international superstar. For many fans, Sosa represented joy. He sprinted out to right field with the American flag after September 11. He kissed his fingers and pointed to the sky after each homer. He carried the Cubs on his back and made Wrigley Field feel magical again. But behind the celebration, a storm was building. In 2003, Sosa was caught using a corked bat during a game. Though he insisted it was a mistake, claiming he used the bat only for batting practice, the damage was done. Doubts began creeping into public perception. Then came the larger shadow hanging over baseball: performance-enhancing drugs. In 2009, reports revealed that Sosa had tested positive during MLB's 2003 anonymous survey testing. Though he never publicly admitted to using steroids, his name became linked with the era's biggest scandal. Unlike McGwire, who eventually confessed, or Barry Bonds, who fought allegations publicly, Sosa largely retreated from the spotlight. For a man who once thrived on cheers, silence became his companion. His relationship with the Cubs deteriorated. In 2004, after leaving a game early on the final day of the season, Sosa reportedly skipped out before the team addressed the media. It was seen as disrespectful, and the organization traded him soon after. For years, there was an icy distance between Sosa and the franchise he helped revive. Then came another chapter that puzzled and, at times, saddened fans: his changing appearance. In the late 2000s, Sosa appeared publicly with dramatically lighter skin. He explained that he was using a skin cream to soften his complexion, but speculation exploded worldwide. Critics mocked him. Headlines ridiculed him. Memes spread across the internet. For someone who had once been celebrated for his vibrant personality, the public scrutiny became relentless and often cruel. Beyond the headlines, however, Sosa was building a different life. He invested wisely during and after his playing career, becoming a successful businessman with ventures in real estate, hospitality, and oil in the Dominican Republic. Financially, he remained secure, a contrast to many former athletes who struggle after retirement. But wealth cannot fully replace legacy. Despite hitting 609 career home runs, one of the highest totals in MLB history, Sosa has repeatedly fallen short in Hall of Fame voting. The steroid cloud has kept him on the outside looking in. Each year his name appeared on the ballot, and each year the votes weren't enough. Eventually, he aged off the writer's ballot entirely. For a player who once stood at the center of the baseball universe, the exclusion has been painful to watch for fans who remember the magic of 1998. Yet time has a way of softening even the hardest divides. In recent years, Sosa has made efforts to reconnect with the Cubs organization. Apologies were offered. Statements were released expressing regret for mistakes and gratitude for his years in Chicago. Slowly, cautiously, the door has begun to reopen. The anger that once defined his exit has cooled into something more reflective. At 57, Sammy Sosa's life is not the tragic downfall of a man ruined. It is more complicated than that. It is the story of an athlete who soared to extraordinary heights during one of baseball's most controversial eras. It is about fame that arrived fast and left just as quickly. It is about how public adoration can flip into public judgment almost overnight. There is heartbreak in the way his achievements are debated instead of simply celebrated. There is sadness in seeing a once beloved icon absent from official honors. And there is something profoundly human in watching a former superstar navigate identity, legacy, and redemption in real time. Sosa once said he played to make people happy. For a few unforgettable summers, he did exactly that. Stadiums shook. Kids wore his jersey. Baseball felt alive again. Today, his story stands as both a cautionary tale and a reminder: greatness can be complicated. Heroes can be flawed. And sometimes, the most painful chapter of fame is not the fall, but the silence that follow.